Misery's Trumpet, a funny Ruby Gloom story. One night in the mansion of Gloomsville, Ruby Gloom and her friends were sound asleep. The moon was full and shining brightly through the windows, casting eerie shadows across the room. All was peaceful, except for one restless soul, Misery. Misery tossed and turned in her bed, unable to fall asleep. She tried counting sheep, reading a book, and even drinking warm milk. But nothing seemed to work. Suddenly, a mischievous idea popped into her head. She snuck out of bed and tiptoed over to her trumpet case, which she kept hidden under her bed. With a sly grin, Misery pulled out her trumpet and started playing a tune. The sound echoed through the mansion, waking up Ruby and her friends. Ruby sat up in bed, rubbing her eyes in confusion. "What's that noise?" she exclaimed. "Is someone playing a trumpet?" added Iris, who had been also awoken by the noise. Together, they searched the house for the source of the trumpet playing. They checked the living room, the kitchen, and even the attic, but they couldn't find anything. Just when they were about to give up, they heard the sound coming from Misery's room. They burst into her room, only to find Misery happily playing her trumpet. Completely unaware of the chaos she had caused, Ruby and her friends were annoyed and covered their ears, but Misery didn't seem to notice. "Misery, what are you doing? You woke us up," scolded Ruby. "Oh, I'm just playing my trumpet. Isn't it beautiful?" replied Misery instantly. Ruby and her friends had never seen Misery with a trumpet before. They never would have guessed that she had such a talent for playing it. But the noise was still a bit too much for them to handle. Just then, an idea struck Ruby's mind. "Hey, that gives me an idea. Let's start a band," she exclaimed. Misery's face lit up with excitement. "Yes, let's do it tomorrow," she said eagerly. The next morning, Ruby and her friends gathered in the living room, ready to start their band. Misery proudly stood in front of the microphone, ready to play her trumpet. As she blew into the instrument, a beautiful melody filled the room. Everyone was amazed at how well Misery played. They all joined in, playing their own instruments, and singing along. It was a chaotic but harmonious performance, and the mansion was filled with music and laughter. From that day on, Misery's trumpet became a staple in their band, and they performed for the whole town of Gloomsville, where Misery's once lonely nights were now filled with music. All thanks to her mischievous trumpet playing. And that was the story of Misery's Trumpet, a funny and unexpected twist in the otherwise gloomy life of Ruby Gloom. The end.